Welcome to Battles and Beyond, in today's day in World War II. September 3, 1939 marked a turning point in the events leading up to World War II. At 9 a.m., Emil Henderson, the British ambassador to Berlin, received instructions from the cabinet to deliver an ultimatum to Germany. This ultimatum, demanding the halt of German military operations against Poland, remained unanswered. Consequently, at 11:15 a.m., Prime Minister Neville Chamberlain somberly announced that Britain had officially declared war on Germany. The British declaration of war, coming 2 days after Germany's invasion of Poland, signaled the commencement of hostilities that would engulf the world for the next 6 years. On September 3, 1939, the city of Bydgoszcz in Poland witnessed a gruesome event now referred to as Bloody Sunday, following accusations that ethnic German civilians had fired upon Polish troops. Roughly 1,000 ethnic German inhabitants were tragically killed. This event underscores the deep-seated ethnic tensions and the escalating violence that characterized the early days of World War II in Eastern Europe. The Royal Air Force, RAF, took its first military action on September 3, 1939. In response to Germany's aggression, the RAF's Bomber Command dispatched 27 planes with a mission to bomb the German Navy Kriegsmarine. However, unable to locate any viable targets, they turned back. Later that night, 10 Whitley bombers executed the first of many nickel raids, where they dropped propaganda leaflets over German cities like Bremen, Hamburg, and the Ruhr. These raids, although not carrying any bombs, were significant in the psychological warfare against the German population. On September 3, 1940, Adolf Hitler made a pivotal decision that would shape the course of World War II. Recognizing the resilience of the British defense and the inability of the Luftwaffe to establish air superiority, Hitler decided to postpone the invasion of Britain. This decision was largely influenced by the Luftwaffe's failures in its air campaign against the UK. While the threat of invasion persisted, this delay provided a crucial respite for Britain, allowing them to further strengthen their defenses. A dark chapter unfolded on September 3, 1941, in Vilnius, Lithuania. German forces, under the guise of an alleged Jewish attack on their soldiers, orchestrated the Great Provocation. This manufactured incident led to the mass arrest of the residents of the old Jewish quarter. Tragically, 3 days later, these detainees, including 10 members of the Judenrat, faced execution at the Ponary death site. This event marked one of the many instances of brutality and unjust persecution that the Jewish community endured during the Holocaust. September 3, 1942, marked the onset of one of the most brutal and pivotal battles of World War II, the Battle of Stalingrad. German troops began their assault, reaching the outskirts of the city. The defense of Stalingrad was of paramount importance for the Soviet Union, both strategically and symbolically. Over the subsequent months, the city would witness fierce fighting, with both sides incurring heavy losses. The eventual Soviet victory would be a turning point in the war, marking the decline of the Nazi war machine's eastern advance. On September 3, 1943, a clandestine shift in the tides of war took place. Italy, once an Axis power, secretly signed an armistice with the Allies, effectively bowing out of the war. On the same day, the Allies initiated their invasion of mainland Italy, with British XEII Corps making a landing at Reggio Calabria. Italy's change in allegiance and the Allied invasion marked the beginning of the end for the Axis dominance in southern Europe, setting the stage for the eventual liberation of Italy from fascist control. September 3, 1944, was a day of jubilation and relief for the residents of Brussels, Belgium, and Lyon, France. As World War II raged on, the tide began to turn in favor of the Allied. On this day, Allied troops, advancing rapidly across Europe, liberated both cities from German occupation. The liberation was not just a military victory, but also a significant morale boost for the Allied forces and the oppressed citizens of these cities, marking another step towards the eventual end of Nazi control in Europe. Thanks for watching Battles and Beyond. Also be sure to check the link in the description for additional information. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to stay connected with our daily historical explorations.